We have the most productive workers in the world, the highest technology. We will build hybrid cars. We will build battery-driven cars. We will build hydrogen cars. We will do what's necessary to eliminate our dependence on foreign oil. We will reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We will restore the economy of Michigan to its former greatness that saved the world. It was the state of Michigan in World War II that created the wherewithal and the weapons that won the Great War of the 20th century. Michigan can do that again. I want to listen. Now, as you know, there's been some back and forth about whether I'm pessimistic or optimistic. I don't think you have any doubt about it. But if you looked at this morning Detroit News, it said experts back up McCain's jobs claim. My claim is, no, we can't go back. I can't tell the people in South Carolina that the textile mills are coming back. I can't tell the people in Arizona that industries that have left our state are coming back. But I can tell you that we will create jobs in a new America and a new Michigan and a new South Carolina, and Michigan will lead the way, and I'm committed to it. The other half of this equation, my friends, and we know what it is. We've left a lot of workers behind. There are workers that have had to depart from the workforce at a very early stage in their otherwise productive careers. We have six federal programs that don't work. We need to take care of those workers and give them a second opportunity to lead productive lives and help themselves, their families, in America. I will do that. I will do that by going to our community colleges. The strongest part of Michigan's education system is our community colleges to design and implement education and training programs so that they can take part in the workforce. My friends, we are a Judeo-Christian valued nation. We can't leave people behind. We will not leave them behind. We will help them go back to work. If it's an older worker and that person has to take a lower paying job, my friends, I'd compensate them. I'd compensate them so that they could at least go back into the workforce. I think that's fair. And I take the money, by the way, out of the existing job displacement programs that don't work. So we'll do it. We'll take care of this. What's another reason why we need this kind of technology that's in Michigan, my friends? Because why do we need hybrid cars? Why do we need hydrogen? Why do we need all these new technologies? Because, my friends, we're sending $400 billion a year of your money to oil-producing companies to pay for countries to pay for oil, and some of that money will end up in the hands of terrorist organizations. We have got to eliminate our reliance on foreign oil, and we can do that. And we can do that, first of all, by building automobiles that will do that. Help Detroit. Help Detroit meet these new CAFE standards. My friends, I want to tell you that this dependency has got to be eliminated. I'm tired of sending money to Hugo Chavez down in Venezuela. I'm tired of sending money to Vladimir Putin in Russia. I can tell you I'm tired of that. By the way, I looked into Mr. Putin's eyes and I saw 3 letters, a K, a G, and a B. The other issue we're going to address, my friends, is climate change. On a day like today, I hate to use the words global warming, but my friends, let me just put it to you this way. Suppose that there's no such thing as climate change and there's no greenhouse gas emissions and it isn't a problem, but we adopt these green technologies which Frankly, the state of Michigan and the University of Michigan and other institutions are uniquely qualified to develop, and we develop those and we reduce greenhouse gas emissions. All we've done is give these young people a cleaner planet. But suppose we are right that greenhouse gas emissions are affecting our planet and damaging it and causing damage, and we do nothing. Then what kind of a planet have we given these young children? Young Americans, I guarantee you that we can do this without asking you to shiver in the dark. And one of those, by the way, is nuclear power. Yeah. We need to go back to nuclear power. Clean and safe. We've had Navy ships sailing around the world for 60 years with nuclear power plants on it, and we've never had an accident. And by the way, the French, we love to imitate the French. The French, 80% of their electricity is generated by nuclear power. If they can do it, we can do it. And by the way, in case you missed it, we now have a pro-American president of France, which shows if you live long enough, so we can do it. We can do it. And I know that, and you know America can do it. We've risen to every challenge in the past, and we can do it now. Now, why did the Republicans lose the 2006 election? My friends, we didn't lose it over Iraq, and I'll talk about that in just a second. The reason why we lost that election is we Republicans let spending get completely out of control. We presided over the greatest increase in spending since the Great Society. We came to power in 1994 to change Washington, and Washington changed us. And my friends, we ended up doing stupid things. And we ended up wasting your hard-earned tax dollars, and our Republicans finally said enough. My friends, we spent $3 million a few years ago to study the DNA of bears in Montana. I don't know if that was a paternity issue or a criminal issue, but it shouldn't have been your money. It shouldn't have been your money. My beloved Ronald Reagan used to say, Congress spends money like a drunken sailor. Only he never knew a sailor, drunk or sober, with the imagination of members of Congress. Well, that's a pretty cute line. I use it all the time, and I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up when I tell you that about 6 months ago I got an email from a guy, and he said, as a former drunken sailor, I resent being compared to members of Congress. Tipping point, my dear friends. What was the tipping point? The tipping point was when we decided to spend $233 million of your tax dollars on a bridge to an island in Alaska with 50 people on it, a bridge to nowhere. My friends, I want to tell you, there will be no bridges to nowhere when I'm President of the United States. I proudly stand before you and tell you that in 24 years I have never sought or received an earmark project, a pork barrel project from my state of Arizona, and it's doing well. Other members of Congress will follow and try to match that record when I'm President of the United States. Now, my friends, I want to talk to you about why, again, I'm seeking the presidency of the United States because of this radical Islamic challenge, which is the transcendent challenge of this century. My friends, if we'd have been talking about this issue not long ago and I'd have mentioned Pakistan, you'd have said, what does Pakistan have to do with it? I think we know now that Pakistan is a nuclear-armed state, there's a threat of radical Islamic extremism, and it's right on the border of Afghanistan where thousands and thousands of brave young Americans are serving in harm's way. If I'd have said to you a week ago, well, we ought to talk about the Straits of Hormuz, you'd have said, why? Well, you know what the great job American captains and crew did in the Straits of Hormuz in that recent confrontation with the Iranians. We're proud of them. But I'm proud of the President of the United States, too, because of the way he handled it. And I want to tell you, my friends, This goes back to the earliest days of America's history. We fought a war right after our independence with some people called the Barbary Pirates to defend freedom of the sea. Look out throughout our history, the War of 1812, the World War I, other conflicts. We will protect, defend, and make sure that freedom of the seas is respected by Iranians or anybody else who attempts to keep